Hello, I'm Rick Rollins, and this is Goin Places. Hello and welcome to this edition of Goin Places. We continue our celebration of Women's History Month by telling her story all month long. Here's what's coming up on today's show. Arlene Brooks shares her story. We continue our conversation with Rosalind Rice about her new book, The Power of One. But first up, our very special correspondent and Tampa Bay's 10 news anchor Jabari Thomas shares with us his latest adventure. We'll call this one, Let Jabari Do It. Take a look.
You know, there's a lot happening in the world right now, and I just wanted to escape it all. So I said, shucks, why not? Let's do something crazy.
All right, y'all, so today's going to be a very interesting day. I'm here at Madeira Beach near St. Pete. I'm going parasailing. Nuts. It's probably the craziest I've ever done in my life.
You can take up to 3 people to go parasailing. If not, they can just take the boat trip as an observer. But today, y'all, I'm going up on this thing all by myself.
We're going to go over real quick. In case of a fire, we have fire extinguishers on board. There's one under your seat, one back here by the stairs, and plenty of water all around it. They don over the top bed, one strapped over the waist. You guys in this seat?
For today's parasailing, y'all, I'm going to be lifted way up in the sky, like 500 feet. What makes this trip extra cool is you get to ride in a boat out into the Gulf of Mexico. So since this was my first experience, I was pretty nervous, so forgive my unsteady hand as I try to hold on to dear life.
I'm up here. This is crazy. This is insane.
They told me once I get up there to look down because if I'm lucky, I'll see sea turtles, dolphins, and other marine animals.
All right, I'm coming back down.
Unfortunately, today wasn't my day, but I'm sure I'll see something in the next 10, 20 times I do this. So that experience was really awesome. What I didn't expect.
Oh, they're still a little popped out.
Yeah, they're like pop. One of the biggest things, your ears pop. It's a gorgeous way to check out Florida beaches. I'm telling you, it is a perspective you can't even get from an airplane. It's not even that scary, not really. It's a little odd feeling, but once you get up there, you like get used to it. So I'm chicken, so you guys should do it too.
When we come back, Arlene Brooks tells us about Jazz Under the Stars and shares her story right after this. Welcome back to this edition of Goin Places. I'm excited because this person is so dear to my heart, and I love talking to her. And we wanted to have her back on this morning to share a little bit more of her story. And here she is, Arlene Brooks from Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. Take a look. Welcome back to this edition of Goin Places. We are talking with one of my dearest friends in the whole wide world, and we're telling her story. Today, it's Arlene Brooks from Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks, as well as Jazz Under the Stars with a Z. Welcome back to Goin Places, Arlene.
Thank you, Rick Rollins. I'm happy to be here.
Okay, so Jazz is returning to Avalon Park today, and we're excited about this. Who's the guest today? Who's going to be the guest tonight?
Our guest tonight is going to be Jay Singleton and the Soul Purpose Band.
Okay.
Out of Tampa.
And so what's different about Jazz Under the Stars this season?
This season, done like differently than the last season where we brought individual artists and we ended up with the band closing out for the year. Our purpose and our focus this year is bringing bands to Avalon, as well as we're trying to reach that trajectory to go to the national level. So we're bringing the bands to give you a much more sound in Avalon, and we're just pushing the needle. So we're going to be pushing the needle this year.
Hey, we move the needle. That's what it's all about, moving the needle, moving the needle. So we're celebrating Herstory Month and Women's Awareness Month. Arlene, and you know you're one of my sheroes. As I always tell people, you are one of the people that I admire the most.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you.
I want to talk about the next level for you. What's next for you?
What's next for me is my talk show, which is, well, you say it's too long, but it's Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks, but it's branded So Let's Talk.
Talk with Arlene Brooks.
With Arlene Brooks, yes.
I'm excited about that. I'm really excited about that. I had the honor of interviewing you on the first show, and then you interviewed me on the second show, the real premiere. Yeah. So I'm excited. I can't wait to see what's happening. I've seen some snippets, and it's going to be a good show. I'm proud of you.
I think so. Thank you, Rick. You know, with your help, it makes the world go round, and your input and all that you do it really does help me accomplish the things that I do. So as we being equitable partners in not only business but friendship, it
Mhm.
makes a big deal for me.
Well, it means a great
And
deal.
you showcase it. You showcase it all the time. It's
Uh,
everything Rick Rollins. That's what I call it.
yeah, we're here to talk about you. Okay. So
Oh,
when we the last time we talked about the fact that you did the coffee house in honor of your mother.
yes.
So what do you think Mama would be saying today?
Fly like an eagle to the sea. That's what she would be saying.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So when you walk into
Yeah.
the coffee house and you smell the coffee, is there an immediate moment when you say, "Oh, Mama, I love you. And I miss you"?
Uh, you should have did that. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
Whew.
You know we both feel the same way about our mamas.
Yeah. So everything about this place is my mom, and yeah, it feels great. And I know she's proud.
Honey,
I
she,
smell the cinnamon. I smell her. I feel her essence of everything surrounding me, who she is and was today and will always be my mom.
yes. Well, you know, you're a great mom too. David
Thank you,
and
Rick.
Stacey are very proud. I know the grandkids are proud. And as you move into this next chapter, did you think when you opened on in November of 2019 that you would be standing like you're standing today? Because you are standing strong, girl.
Rick, and honestly tell you, I live by day kind of rule, a moment by moment kind of rule, enjoying life one
One
cup
cup
at
at a
a time.
time. Yes.
Truly. It truly is my essence of what I am. I can only deal with what I got with today.
Mhm.
Tomorrow is sufficient, it will take care of itself.
Yes, it will.
And so, did I think I would be standing? Yes, because I'm not standing on my own.
Right. You're standing on the shoulders.
Yes, and God has perfected those things in me for me to stand, and I stand on what He gives me
Yeah.
because I know it's Him that's giving it to me.
Yes. He is the
So
giver
yeah,
of good and perfect gift.
yes,
And that is,
absolutely.
oh my goodness, that is so true. Honey, it's Saturday morning, but we might have some church up on this piece.
I love it.
So,
I love it.
so when you look at this and you say that you take it day by day, tell me, let me walk me through your day real quick. What's the first thing you do in the morning?
First thing is when I get my feet on the floor, I thank God for waking me up
Mhm.
and giving me energy and the strength to do what's next or what's to be accomplished in my day. Usually I'm early picking up muffins.
Yeah.
That's my first run. Second run is usually picking up my order from Sam's between the milk and what other things I need to
That
have
used to
run the
be our
shop.
thing. That used
Yeah,
to be our thing when before the show and before the store. I would
yeah,
have to go. Let me tell you something. I took an Uber to make sure she was not in Sam's by herself.
yes,
Sam's, now she does it like a pro. So,
yes, right. And you know I don't like grocery shopping. That's just not my thing. But yeah, so I do the online orders and I just pick up and keep it moving without having to go into the store. So getting things here, getting engaged. I smell coffee always when you open the door, and then there's a scent of cinnamon that
mhm,
is sprayed in the coffee shop that gives us a really, 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 really good vibe of
mhm.
cinnamon here. And then of course the lighting, that's the ambiance here is amazing. That is everything that everybody can feel when they come in. Today, actually, I got chess players playing in my coffee shop.
Oh wow, that's wonderful. That's amazing. See,
Yeah,
because one of the things that we know about Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks, it is a destination.
it is.
And then once it becomes the destination, it becomes the experience. Because those people who come want to experience it over and over, and they want to experience all facets of it with
Yes.
Poets Cafe, Jazz After Dark, and of course, Jazz Under the Stars is just a magical time of its own. Okay, so
Yes,
let's tell the folks are there still tickets available for tonight?
absolutely. You can get tickets at www.jazzunderthestars.com.
Okay.
Also need to be mindful to say that we're not going to take any cash. for at the event for security reasons. So even if you hadn't gotten your tickets at this point, you can get them when you get to the location by just scanning our QR code.
Okay. And speaking of which, you can also find the location on the web by the QR code that should appear right about now. Thanks, Kyle.
Okay.
And so that's another way to get directly to it. Arlene, I am so excited about all the.
So Rick, we need to make sure that we also let them know about the address, because we're in our new location,
Okay, go ahead.
which is
Mhm.
33501 State Route 54, Wesley Chapel, and that's going to be behind the Trinity Church and the Pinecrest Academy. I
Okay.
suggest you get there early so you don't wait in line a long time.
Okay. Well, I'm excited. I'm not going to be late because you know why. I got to close the store down. And so, but I will be there, and I'm excited about all that you're doing. Again, can I tell you, and I want to say it publicly, first of all, happy Women's History Month, because you are a woman who's making history every single day by being.
Thank you.
And I know that she's going to cry. She's going to cry. I love you with
Just stop.
I love you. And
I love you.
I'm so grateful that you are my friend. I couldn't think of anybody that I wanted to tell her story as much as I did you today. So thank you for being with me. More Going Places right after this. We're going to send Arlene some tissues, and we'll see you right after this. Stay with us.
Thank you, Rick. Bye-bye.
Welcome back to this edition of Going Places. As I said, I just knew that the conversation that we had on last week would not be done its due justice if we didn't continue the conversation. We've talked a lot about our family, and I thank you for indulging us, but we want to continue to talk about the power of one with the author, Rosalind Rice, who, just happens to be my cousin. But okay, so when we left last week, Rosalind, one of the things that you talked about, when you talk about that intersection, where grief and grace come up, when tribulation and triumph come up, let's pick up from there.
Yes. For me, it happened when I was in the midst of my son. My oldest son was in the hospital. It had been a 77-day illness. Yes, I was counting. It was a 77-day illness that landed him in the hospital. And I talk about this vividly in the first chapter, which is called Courage. And I know people think a lot of times you need courage just for the big things in life. But let me tell you something. Sometimes you need courage just to get out of bed.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you're a caregiver, you need courage just to be able to make a meal and sit down and be able to eat it yourself. Sometimes you need courage to live your authentic self, which maybe you haven't had the opportunity to do. So I was in the midst of that. It was disorienting because I was in a hospital and things were whirling around and doctors are telling you all type of stuff. I found this, I found that. But in the midst of that, I was also celebrating a wedding anniversary. And so there is this intersection where you can be having the best of times and the worst of times. You can look on social media and there are some people that are having joyous experience and there are some people who are having crushing experience. And so in the midst of that, I have learned by the power of words, I am able to find hope. And it is a hope that is an expectant hope. It's not based on what I see. It's not based on the circumstances of where I am, but it is a hope that fills me that a day is coming where there will be no more tears.
Yeah, come on.
There will be no more sorrow. And
on
you
this
and I,
side, not
on
just
this side,
not, and if you believe in heaven, but on this side, I believe that there is heaven on earth. And we need to embrace that and continue to seek it. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut it.
Yeah. No. It's okay.
When you talk back. Okay.
Yeah. And so, there could be someone right now going through a very challenging time in history, as we all are. And I just want you to know, it is a season. Ecclesiastes 3 talks a lot about
There
the
is a
seasons. There is a time for war, there is a time for peace, there is a time for love, and there is a time for hate. So just as the seasons come and go, so will what you are navigating through your life. And you're going to have these intersections, but in the midst of it, joy.
yes.
Allow yourself to have fun again. I think,
Come
I
on.
don't know about you, Rick, but I think we have lost how we have fun because we have had to navigate such uncertain circumstances. We got to have fun.
Mhm. That's it. And when Laura was on last week, that's when I was like, girl, you got to tell us where we can go and what we can do, because
Yes.
now that there's some freedom, let's grab our joy back. Let's grab the freedom back. And it's so true that if you can hold on to your joy, the devil can't keep your stuff.
No.
And when I say that, I ain't talking about I'm talking about, but anything that is your enemy, anything that comes to take away from you. If you can hold on to your joy, they can't take it.
Yes.
They cannot. What Shirley Caesar say, this joy I have, the world didn't give it, the world didn't take it away. I think in those moments, it's so true that we have to hold on to joy. Go ahead,
Yeah.
cousin. Go ahead.
Yeah. So here is one thing that I do. I don't make goals in the beginning of the year. What I do is I choose one word of focus. And so in the book, there are many words. And what I love and what is unique to Power of One, you can decide, you don't have to read it from front to back. For many people, that is very intimidating to sit down and read a book. You look at the table of contents, find a word that sparks joy, that just makes you feel some type of way, puts a little zing in your heart, and you go to that chapter and you read that. There's going to be some encouragement. I talk about my own story. And I think I had one of our cousins, when he called me, I'll never forget, I was on a beach and he called me and said, "Cuz, I didn't even know all of this about you." So the book is very raw and vulnerable, and I'm a very private, shy person. And you get that insight.
This book, when you read it, you're going to be like, what?
There it is. Yeah, definitely. So it was one thing for me. One word is so powerful. For me this year, the word is govern, because in the past, especially going through what I went through in 2020, you can be governed by fear, anxiety, intimidation. I'm in a new space. You can be navigating imposter syndrome because you're in a new space, in a new role. Maybe you're a new mom. Like Laura was talking about, I was a stay-at-home mom for 7 years. You're a new mom, you're feeling you don't know what to do. Maybe you're about to enter taking your child off to college this summer and beyond. And you're like, I shouldn't be here. Am I qualified to be here? So my word is govern, because many times we can think about the narrative that someone speaks over us. But I'm more concerned about the narrative I'm speaking over myself.
Where is something to throw at you? Oh my God, that is so true. So a man thinketh in his heart.
Yes.
So is he.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, cousin. Okay. Got to go to break. When we come back, we're going to talk more. In this show, we're going to talk more about how the power of one word changes everything. You don't want to miss the next segment on Goin Places. So stay away. Go get you something to eat. Get you some coffee, a little biscuit, whatever. But make sure you come back.
Hi, I'm Arlene. Welcome to Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. What's your coffee saying? Whether in for business or just getting away, let Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks be a part of your day. A place for you to come and share thoughts and spirit through a cup of coffee. Come and enjoy with us here at Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. Enjoy life one cup at a time.
In the midst of what we're dealing with in our world, war, peace, the sky is not falling.
Wow. Cousin, I have to thank you.
Yeah.
Of all the interviews I've done in my life, this is one of the most meaningful ones. And I thank you for being with us. I am grateful. Let's tell the people how they can get a copy of Power of One. Now, we have started this new thing. I don't know if you noticed it last week, but there's a QR code that comes up, and all you have to do is point at the screen, and it will send you directly to order the book.
Yes.
And my cousin is gracious enough to autograph them and to do whatever you need to, but you owe it to yourself to have a copy of Power of One. And then when you get it, I can guarantee you it is going to be the gift that keeps on giving. Now, don't give yours away, but you will buy more copies of this book because this book is powerful.
Yes.
Tell them how to find it.
So my website is rosalindrice.com. It's pretty easy. On the landing page, you will see a prompt to purchase the autographed copy. And I do sit in silence and write a specific message to each reader. I don't know who they are, but I pray over them and write a special blessing for them. And so rosalindrice.com is where you can buy that autographed copy. It is available on Amazon, but that is not the autographed copy.
And I'm gonna just go here as an author. I believe that you should go to the author site. Most of these sites are encrypted, and so they're safe in the purchase process.
Absolutely.
But the person there is a saying that says that a servant is worthy of the hire. And while Amazon is a great platform, no shade to Jeff Bezos or anybody else, the bottom line is get your copy from her website. If you can, always support the author first by going to the author site. And like they say on the disclaimer, these are my opinions. It has nothing to do with the television station, so don't be writing MOR or YouTube saying I said, but I am saying get the copy from the author. Cousin, again, can I tell you, Rosalind Rice, you are one bad mammy jamma. You made Queen and Rutledge very proud. You really do. And you make me proud to call you my sister cousin, to call you my friend. I am really, really proud of you. Thank you for being with us. And come back anytime, okay? You're welcome back anytime. That's the Power of One. Make sure you get your copy. Goin Places continues right after this. Well, we're almost out of time. I want to thank you for joining us for Goin Places today. Special thanks to Jabari Thomas, Arlene Brooks, and Rosalind Rice for being such great guests on today's show and making it a great show. Remember, you can watch encore presentations of Goin Places on Saturday and Sunday mornings right here at 5 a.m. We look forward to seeing you on the next Goin Places. Until then, take care.